Hey Gary, thought I would share with you my ideas on the wheel retention for the 105. I did a little bit of modeling here with the concept I had before with the magnet go out and get it and the pin to push it for release if there was a need to do that. So what we're looking at from the top view here is if you're looking in the wheel well, and the lower part of the strut would be coming out this way, and your inner door servo would be somewhere here. So this servo, there's some space here between the wheel and the upper skin of the wing, which would be here. And what we'd be looking at doing is adding some kind of an anchor here, and then these are two arms probably out of 1/8 inch carbon fiber, and they would be attached to a pivot on this these are carbon fiber rods, and they would be attached to this pivot block, probably plywood or something sturdy, epoxied to the upper skin, the bottom of it anyway. And on each bar, obviously I don't have this perfected, but you can get the idea. There is one bar with a magnet on it right here, and that's a good heavy pull magnet. You can find these at McMaster with a hole in it for up to, I think, a 20-pound pull. And then the other bar has a carbon fiber pin that goes through, that's attached to the bar. And the idea is, let me get this situated here. So looking at the side view, the idea is when the wheel is retracted, the servo kind of sends the magnet high to go get the wheel, get it close enough to the steel pin in the axle to make the attraction. And then once that's done, the servo centers to pull the wheel to the right dimension so the gear door is flush with the wing. And then when you go to extend the gear, then the magnet can move away from the hub, and the pin, carbon fiber pin, can actually push the wheel away. So I don't know if this continues. Oh, that doesn't quite show at all. But that's the idea, if you can visualize that. There are some issues. The biggest issue is making the mount for the pin so that it goes around the magnet. That way when the magnet is going one way or the other, it doesn't interfere with that pin bar. And I could see that being remedied. There you see the interference. But we're getting close to running out of space. I think we only have about an 1/8 inch of space below the servo. By the way, these are small bearings that ride in the slots here. Of course, this one would just be extended to get out where the other arm is. Show another view there. So yeah, that's one option. And then while I was shopping for magnets, I found something that might have an even better potential for fixing this problem. You may have seen them or maybe not, but what these magnets are see, most magnets are polarized north and south between the top and the bottom, but these magnets are radially polarized. So if you think pie section shapes, and what that allows is when these two magnets are mated together, you can hold one stationary and rotate the other, and they'll give an opposing force rather than an attracting force. So my next thought is, why not bolt one of these to the hub of the wheel and attach the other one to the wing skin, and then use the servo to rotate this magnet. The good thing is it's a cleaner mechanism than the double bar linkage I have going. The bad news is I don't know what kind of attractive force it has, and or how close the one magnet has to be to the other when they're rotated to attract each other. If that's an 1/8 inch, that's probably good. If if it can't retract it from 1/4 inch away, then that you might need to do the Robart roll to get the things to attach. The other option is putting the lower one on a rotating and lifting mechanism where it kind of unscrews itself to move out. But then again, I'm thinking out loud here, if it unscrews itself to an opposing force, that's not going to help you. It would probably have to be on one level and then just rotate. So those are some thoughts. There's more than enough room to get the rotating mechanism under this wheel. I think I measured about 1 inch, easily enough to fit a servo like this one. High-Tech HS 645 is what I'm using for a model servo. But then you could, if you went with the rotating magnets, then you could tip this servo up so the axis is vertical, and then get a rotating mechanism so it can rotate one of the magnets. The other thought is the magnet would have to be fixed to the hub screw, because if it were attached to the wheel, then if the wheel were turning, then it would be it would pulse between attracting and repelling. So it would have to be attached to the hub or the axle bolt, and with the through hole, I could see easily doing that. I'll leave you with those thoughts and see what you think. I'm willing to do some more CAD modeling, but I think I'd probably want to buy a pair of these radially polarized magnets, get a feel for their attraction distance, and I think it's 120-degree rotation to get them to change state, and I think that's achievable with the right servo linkage. But yeah, you can find those at McMaster, and we'll have to talk more about that.